friends, let's start with today's recipe. First, I'll take you through the cake in the ingredients required for the cake. So here I have 125 grams of powdered sugar, 125 grams of plain flour or maida, 2 teaspoons of milk, 125 grams of butter at room temperature, 2 eggs that I've just beaten up well, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, and some food gel color, whatever your color of your choice. And this is a square tin of 2-inch thickness, which I've just put a kind of a cardboard which I've covered with some butter paper in the center, and then again I've put some butter paper on the top, and I've just brushed it lightly with butter. Now we're going to start making the cake batter. So I'm going to add the sugar to the butter, mix it well, and then I'm also going to add a little of the flour at a time and just fold it in well. So we're just going to add the sugar first to the butter and then the flour. So we're going to mix all of this really well together. Just fold it in. Then we're going to add the milk. And then I'm going to use my whisk and just whisk the batter well. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm going to add the vanilla essence and whisk it till it's nice and smooth. Now we're not going to add any baking powder because we don't want this cake to rise. You will see why as we go through the process of making this cake. So there's no baking powder at all. We're just going to add the eggs now. And again, whisk everything till the batter is nice and smooth. So this has a different consistency altogether, the cake. That's why we first started with the sugar, the flour and the butter, and then added the other ingredients. And now just whisk the batter till it's nice and smooth. So once the batter is ready, we're going to divide it into 2 equal halves like this. And then you're going to add colors of your choice. So I'm going with lovely pastel blue and pastel pink. So this is rose pink color. It has this color on the top. I'm using the gel food color, and the make is Chef Master, which because I get a lot of queries as to Akshata, what gel food color do you use? And the other one is a pastel blue or a sky blue, and this comes from another company altogether. I guess it is Bake Master. So you can buy these online or wherever you get your stuff from. And now I'm just going to put this into the cake tin. We've divided it into 2 equal halves. So you're just going to put one side with pink, one side blue, or whatever colors you've chosen. And we're not even going to preheat the oven for this cake. We're just going to pat it down like this and just put it into an oven and then turn it on to 170 degrees Celsius. And we're going to bake it for only 12 minutes. After that, the cake will look like this. Let it cool down completely. Then you're going to demold it and take off the top and the sides and then just cut them up into 4 equal halves like this. Now don't discard the cake that you've cut off. You're just going to crumble it up and keep it aside. You'll see why at the end of the video. So now you're going to place the pink on top of the green and the green on top of the pink. So you should get it like this. And now we're going to put the butter frosting or butter icing. Watch the video till the end because I've shown you the recipe for this icing as well. So now you're just going to use this offset spatula and you're going to put the butter icing like this in the center and glue the 2 pieces together. Then you're going to put some of the icing on top. Just level it out till it's nice and smooth. And then you're going to put the other 2 pieces. So again, the pink on top of the green and the other way. And then you're just going to uh, cover the cake with this remaining icing and then just smoothen out the edges. So you're going to put 2 layers of icing. So when you finish with the first layer, you're going to refrigerate it for about 15 minutes and then put the second and final layer. And then, like I said, we just crumbled up whatever cake we had taken off of the sides, and you're just going to put that on the edges like this. You can decorate it as you want or as you like, and then just smoothen it out. And then I just put uh, the blue on the top like this, and then I just decorated it with some mistletoe. And this cake has to be refrigerated because of the butter frosting. And now I'm just going to cut the cake up and show you how it looks on the inside once it's cut. It looks like a Battenberg cake, but Battenberg has a marzipan on the outside. So I've just used icing. I have posted a cake with the marzipan, so I'll leave a link to that below. And now I'm going to show you how I make my butter frosting, buttercream icing. So here I have 125 grams of butter. I'm going to whisk the butter for 5 whole minutes. That's very important. Now you'll see that the butter turns into a whitish color after 5 minutes. And to that I'm going to add 250 grams, that is double the quantity of the butter, 250 grams of powdered sugar, a little at a time, and you're going to continue whisking this till all of the sugar gets nicely incorporated with the butter. So this also should take you another 5 minutes. I actually put a timer on my watch and on my phone, and then kept it for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, 2 teaspoons of milk, and again continue whisking it till it becomes really very, very light and smooth. And then you'll see that once it's all ready, you'll see how nice and light the buttercream icing or frosting is. And that's the recipe for the frosting. So I hope you like today's recipe, guys. Thank you. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to show you a very simple palak rice or spinach rice. It's made with very few ingredients, and you don't even have to make a palak puree. You just clean your palak up and just chop it up. So let's head on to my kitchen and make today's lovely palak rice. So friends, let's get started with today's lovely palak or spinach rice. Now here I've taken about 1.5 cup of basmati rice, washed it well and soaked it in some water for about 15 minutes. This is some palak, about 1.5 cups, which I've chopped roughly. Then this is some coriander powder, about a tablespoon. This is 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder. This is half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Now here I have some fennel seeds or soft, about a teaspoon, about 4 to 5 cloves, and 1 cardamom or elaichi. And this is about 3 light green chilies and about 5 large cloves of garlic. Now I'm just going to roast the cloves, the fennel seeds and the cardamom, and then I'm just ground it together into a coarse powder. This is the paste of the garlic and the green chilies. So now I've heated about a tablespoon of clarified butter or ghee. You can also use oil, and I've just put in the garlic and green chili paste, and I'm going to fry this well till the rawness of the garlic goes away and you get this lovely aroma of this green chili and garlic paste. So just fry this for about half a minute on a low to medium flame. Now I'm going to add all my powder masalas, that is the black pepper powder, the coriander powder, the cinnamon powder, as well as the fennel seeds and the elaichi and clove powder. Now we're going to fry all these spices just a little. And now I'm going to add the palak. Now for the palak, once I took the leaves, separated the leaves from the stalks, I just soaked the palak in some water, to which I added some salt for about 15 minutes. And then I drained out all the water, washed the palak well, and then I let it dry, and then I chopped it up into, just into small pieces or bits. Now the palak is going to wilt, so we're going to add a little bit of salt to taste, and we're going to let the palak wilt, or actually just leave out some water, so it will change into this dark green color. So this is a very easy recipe. You don't need to blanch the palak or make a puree. And these lovely spices also, add a lovely flavor. So once the palak is nice and wilted, it starts looking like this. That is a very dark green color. So just saute it a little so that it gets a little bit fried and cooked. And now I've just drained all the water from the rice, and I'm just adding this basmati rice. You can even use regular rice if you don't have basmati rice, and just add all the rice, and we're just going to mix everything well together, the rice, the palak, the spices, all well together. And then I'm just going to add about 2.5 cups of water. And we're going to let this water come to a boil on a medium to high flame. So get all of those rice bits and everything into the water, and we're going to let this water boil on a medium to high flame. That should just take about half a minute for the water to come to a boil. And once the water starts to boil, like this, we're just going to give it a small mix, and then we're going to just cover and cook it on a very low flame for about 8 to 10 minutes. Just checking in between whether the rice is completely cooked and all the water has evaporated. So here you will see that the water starts vigorously boiling on a high flame now. So then we'll just give it one stir like this, and then completely reduce the flame to low and cover and cook it. Now we'll just check in between whether the rice is done, but you can still see a little bit of moisture and water. So we're going to just give it a small stir, and then we're going to just cover and cook it again. We want the rice to be nice and fluffed up. And after about 8 to 10 minutes, you'll see that your rice is now nice and cooked, and your palak rice is all ready to enjoy. So friends, wasn't that a very simple recipe? It's super simple to make and it's really delicious. So if you like today's video, then please do give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the thumbs up icon that you see somewhere below this video. Also do subscribe to my channel and join Akshata's Recipes if you haven't already by clicking the red subscribe button that you see somewhere below this video. And once you do subscribe, a little bell will show up. Click that bell because that way whenever I put up a video, you will get a message for the same. Also at the end of the video, you will see two boxes sliding. Those are my recipes. If you want to watch them, you can click on them. In between the video, you will see a line coming up, a white line saying suggested. Those are also my recipes. If you want to see them, just click on it. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and my own blog page, all links below. So friends, thanks for joining me again today, and take care of yourselves, stay healthy, stay fit, be loving and kind to one another, and I will catch you in my next video sooner than you think. Take care, bye. So let's start making this delicious dhansak. Now here I've taken half a cup of tur dal and half a cup of moong dal as well. Now you can also add masoor dal, another half cup, but I will be skipping that. So now I've washed the dal really well and I'm going to soak it in 2 cups of water. We are also going to be adding 1/4 cup of chopped methi or fenugreek leaves, 1/4 cup of red pumpkin or bhopla cubed, 1 small tomato cubed, and 1 medium-sized potato peeled and cubed. So we're going to add all of this to the dal, mix it really well, and then we're going to pressure cook it in our pressure pan. So add water to your pressure pan, mix all of this together in the bowl, and then you're going to pressure cook this for 1 whistle on high, and then you're going to simmer this for 12 minutes, and then let the cooker cool completely. So here's the first whistle, and then you're going to simmer it, that is put it on slow fire for 12 minutes, and then let your cooker cool completely. Now while the cooker is the thing is cooking in the cooker, the dal, I'm going to take 1 cup of hot water or half a cup of hot water, and I'm going to add a lime-sized ball of tamarind. Let it sit in the hot water for about 10 to 20 minutes. Now we're going to make the dhansak masala paste. So we require a few spices. So here we have 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds or dhania, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. This is half an inch of cinnamon or dalchini, 4 cloves or lavang. This is 1 inch of ginger and 5 cloves of garlic, 2 green chilies and 4 dried red chilies. So we're going to grind all of this with about 4 tablespoons of water, and this is our dhansak paste ready. Now we're just going to squeeze out the pulp of the tamarind with our fingertips like this. And our tamarind pulp is ready. Now I've taken out the dal from the cooker and I've taken out the potatoes. So you take out the potato pieces, and for the rest of the dal, I'm just going to use a masher, and we're going to mash this really well so that everything, all the tomatoes, the pumpkin, the methi, everything comes together really well. So take your time with it and really mash it up well. So now the dal is also ready. So I've taken my pot and I'm adding 5 teaspoons of ghee. Now once the ghee is hot, I'm going to add 1 small onion that I've chopped fine. We're going to fry this onion till it's nice and translucent. Then I'm going to add this masala paste, the dhansak paste that we made. And we're going to fry the paste really well. Now I'm adding just 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi. Again, mix everything really well. Now we're going to add this dal that we have cooked. So I've just used tur dal and moong dal, but you can also add masoor dal in the same quantity. Mix everything really well. Now dhansak is generally on the thicker side, but I'm going to add the tamarind pulp. Then I'm going to add some salt to taste. And I'm going to add just 1/4 cup of water. That is the masala, which was there in the bowl. I just took some water, added it, and I'm going to add it to this dal vessel. and add that. So if you want it to be a more thinner consistency, you can add some more water, but dhansak is generally a thicker, consistency. Now I'm going to add my potatoes back to the dal. We're going to cover this and simmer this for about 5 minutes, and our lovely dhansak, veg dhansak, is all ready. So friends, let's make this delicious and healthy pomfret dish. Lovely steamed pomfret without any oil at all. Now first we'll have to grind this chutney or this paste. So let's go through the ingredients. So here I have 1 cup of freshly grated coconut. This is 3/4 of a cup of fresh coriander, some salt to taste, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 6 cloves of garlic, 1 inch of ginger, 1 teaspoon of cumin or jeera, 1 small onion, about 5 green chilies cut into half, and the juice of half a lemon. You can also use the juice of an entire lemon if you like it more tangy. Now we're just going to grind all of this into a very thick paste. So I'm just adding the lemon juice, and you're going to use as less water as you can. You want a very thick paste. So I ended up using just about 2 tablespoons of water because the fish, when it's steaming, oozes out or leaves out some moisture. Otherwise it becomes very, very soggy. That's why don't add water, a lot of water, to this chutney. Now here I'm just showing you 2 medium-sized pomfrets. I made the chutney for a lot more, but just for the video I'm showing you all 2. Now I've washed the pomfrets, removed all the insides, and I've got to cut the pomfret on one side like this on a big cut, and on the other side I've just taken some slits. Now I've requested my fisherwoman, who is very, very sweet, and I've been going to her regularly, to just cut up the pomfret in this manner, clean out all the inside. So all I had to do is bring it home and just wash it really well. And now all we have to do is just put this beautiful stuffing inside the fish. So be very generous with the stuffing because that really brings out all the flavor. And that is what this dish is really about, the amazing coconut chutney that goes into it. Now, since we're not using any oil, this dish is so healthy. It's very good for those of you who want to, eat, as less oil as possible, or are on a diet. So this is a very healthy dish. So just put in a generous amount into the slit like this. And one tip I could give you here is use the backside of a spoon, a teaspoon, to just push in the stuffing to the entire, inside of the fish. I'll show you how. So here I've just taken a teaspoon, and I'm using the back of the teaspoon. Okay, and you're just going to use the stem of it and just push it in so that it goes to all the parts of the fish. Now I want to thank 2 people for sharing this amazing recipe with me. One is my sister-in-law, Dr. Anagha, and my other very best friend, Pavitra. She has shared many recipes with me. She's also been on my channel, if you'll remember, to show Bisi Beli Bhaat. And her husband Sachit showed the lovely gajar ka halwa. So thank you guys for sharing this recipe with me. So now we're going to apply the remaining paste on top of the pomfret and push it inside the slits that you've made on the pomfret. So use a very sharp knife, or like I said, these fisher women, they have a very, very sharp koita. They do it very well. So request them, they do it. They clean the fish and give you also. If you have a regular fisher lady like I do. Okay, so now this part is done. So now, like you can see on the other side, there's no paste. So I'm going to apply the paste over there also. Now you can apply a very thin layer, but I like the taste of this, chutney. So I'm applying a little more generous amount. So now our fish is ready. Prepare your steamer, and this time put a lot of water into your steamer. Now I've bought this banana leaf. Buy a very large banana leaf, and there should be no cuts in the banana leaf. Wash it well, very gently, because it is a very delicate leaf. It can tear. So be very careful when you're, washing the banana leaf. Buy a big, huge one without any cuts. And then with a sharp scissor, just cut around the thick part of the leaf. Right now I can't remember what it's called, but let me know in the comment section for those of you who are really good at it. And you just discard that part. And now very gently, like I said, these leaves are very delicate, they just tear, so be very careful by extra leaves, and they're pretty reasonable. And now you're just going to cut them into these large squares. Just take a kind of just eyeball it depending upon the size of your fish, how large an amount of, how big a square or rectangle you require. See that there are no brittle parts, there are no, delicate parts that will tear. Now we're going to apply just a little bit of water. Now some people, what they do is they also just warm the leaf on top of a flame. That way also it becomes very elastic. But I heard that you can put a little water. And now just place the fish in the center of the leaf. Now this banana leaf also, it adds a lovely flavor to this dish. Now just fold both ends like this. Be very gentle and take a large piece of twine or thread, thick thread. Don't use the very thin thread which we use for sewing. Use a thick thread and just tie it up like this. Tie it nice and tight so it doesn't open. So one parcel is done. In the similar way, I'm going to put the other one also. Like I said, keep your steamer nice and ready. Now I'm going to, if you don't have a steamer handy, just check out my description box and my comment section. I will show you how to steam this if you don't have a steamer. Or if I can during the video, I will do it. Otherwise, I will write it in the description box. So put enough water in your steamer. See that the water is boiling nicely. And then just place this, on the perforated part of the steamer. And you're going to steam this on a high flame for 15 minutes, just like you would do with idlis, etc. And after 15 minutes, let your steamer cool completely. Don't be in a hurry to open it. And you'll see the color of the leaves have changed completely. They were a nice light green. They become a dark green color. That is a sign that, it's nice and cooked. So now we're going to open it. Just take a scissor and cut open the twine or the string. And you smell the beautiful fish and the chutney, and it is so amazing. So when you dig into it, you can see that it is nice and cooked, and the white flesh of the pomfret is nice and tender and cooked. So do try out this dish, guys, and of course put a lot of lemon juice when you're serving it. Recipe, we require the following ingredients. We will require 5 to 6 light green chilies. These are the less spicy ones. Half an inch of ginger, about 8 small cloves, 1 cup of fresh and washed clean cilantro, coriander or kothambir, the juice of half a large lemon, and salt to taste. So these are our ingredients. So now what we have to do is just put all of this into our mixer pot and grind it to a nice paste. Now the lemon gives this chutney a very lovely color as well as a good, lovely flavor too. Now for making this cheese and chutney sandwich, you will also require some bread. Now you can use any bread slices of your choice. You can use brown bread, you can use white bread, you can use the whole grain bread, whatever choice, whatever bread that you like and use on a regular basis for your sandwiches. At our home, we use brown bread. So you'll require that, and you'll also require some cheese slices, again of your choice, whatever you regularly use. You can use any of those cheese slices. Now, once our chutney is ready, all we need to do is take our bread slices and cut off the edges or the crusts of the bread. Now, if you are a person who likes to have sandwiches with the crust on or the edges on, then please leave it on. Now, once we have finished cutting the edges off, we are going to apply some butter, little butter, just about half a teaspoon on both slices. Now, remember, we haven't added any water to this chutney. It's only the lemon juice that is there in the chutney. So now apply this green chutney very, very generously onto one of the slices. Because if you put it on both slices, it becomes a little too much of chutney. So if you apply it on one slice, it just gives you the perfect taste. We don't want an overpowering sandwich. And then all is they're left to do is just put a slice of cheese. And then you can leave it as a whole if you like, or you can cut it up into 2 triangles. Well, this is such an ideal snack. It is a tiffin item, a breakfast item. It is a very easy recipe, but for those of you who are beginners and who would like to learn how to make these sandwiches, I hope this video helped you. So if you just make this green chutney in advance and keep it in your fridge and get some bread and some cheese slices, your sandwiches get ready in a jiffy. So here are our sandwiches all ready. Now this chutney, I always make a big batch of this chutney and it's always in my fridge because I use it for so many other recipes. The smoothie by first roasting 2 tablespoons of oats. We're going to roast this for just 1 minute on a very low flame. Now, while our oats are getting ready, I'll just show you the rest of the ingredients. We will be requiring about 1 tablespoon of cashew nut as well as 1 tablespoon of roasted peanuts. Then we require 1 tablespoon of flax seeds and 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Then we're going to require about 3/4 cup of water and 2 frozen bananas. All I've done is just kept the bananas in the freezer for about an hour and let them just come to room temperature. Now we're going to take a blender, and once our oats have cooled down, we're going to add this to the blender. Now we're going to add in the flax seeds. We start with the chia seeds, then go in the flax seeds, then go in the cashew nuts and the roasted peanuts. Then we're going to add the water. And now we're going to peel the frozen bananas and chop them up into 4 or 5 pieces and add that to the blender too. You will find that the color of the banana is a little on the browner side. That's because we've kept it in the freezer for an hour. And then we're just going to blend it all together. So we add our bananas to the blender. Now at the end of the video, I have mentioned all the benefits of all the ingredients that we've used. And here our smoothie is all ready. This is an ideal breakfast. So instead of having anything else, if you just have this smoothie, it will just fill you up and you won't feel hungry for hours together. You can also, just top it up with some chia seeds or some seasonal fruit. You can just take this with you when you're going to work or on a run, or you can just carry it with you whenever you require it and just have it. It's so filling and it's so healthy. So I hope you try out this recipe and do let me know in the comments box below how you liked this healthy smoothie. If you would like to see more healthy recipes like this, then please